Tinder and dating app experience. Is it just me, 25 male, or if you match with pretty girls on Tinder, do they always seem to have barely a personality? It happens almost every day. I match with someone and we talk, and it's literally the most pointless conversations. For example, C's photo of her in a foreign place. Me. Is that a photo of you in Greece? Her. No, it's in Italy. Me. Looks incredible. What other places have you traveled to? Her. A lot of other countries. Me. You don't say. Anyone else deal with this? Anyone have any advice to wean out the beautiful girls without a personality?
Okay, it goes both ways, first of all.
True. Any signs to look out for?
Wait, this actually kind of happened to me last week. I was talking to this guy about like literally nothing. Oh, I think we were talking about pickles. And he just
That is not nothing.
He just like kept it going a little too far.
Oh, that's the worst.
But like I just could sense that he again was looking for a pen pal. Maybe he just gets bored and just wants to talk to women and doesn't want to go out with them. But what I said at the end was, wow, this convo is inspirational. And he never responded.
He didn't? That's so funny.
I'm like, someone's got to tell him.
I mean, yeah.
I was just like, I'm like, come on.
I remember a few years ago, there was a point where I met two people around the same time. And it was so funny because the one guy was such a good conversationalist and texter. And the other guy was like that, like so bland.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they both seem like great people, like in person. And like this other guy was like a friend of a friend. And I met him one time and I was like, wait, yeah, like he'd be so great. Like he's also single. Like they were trying to set us up. The conversation, like he was like that, did not let the joke go, like kept hammering and he was like, oh my God, I thought your joke about the dog was real. Like, oh my God, I thought you actually had a dog. And I'm like, oh no, ha ha ha. Like it was totally a joke. Like I was just, whatever. And he's like, no way. That is so funny. Like I totally believed you. Like I totally thought you had a dog. I'm like, how many times? I get it. What else can we talk about? Ask me to go out for a drink. Like what is wrong with you? Sorry. And then I stopped talking to him.
I don't understand too. It's really not hard. Like,
I think for some people it is, and
but that's why we're all here.
That's a good point.
Like,
no, I do think for some people it is harder, but like if you are interested, like just be real with yourself. Like you don't need to text someone all the time. If you're interested in dating them, what's like the first thing that probably has to happen if you want to start dating them? You go on a date with them. So ask them on a date. Like we don't need to go back and forth for 18 hours about
pickles.
A pickle. Like,
no, it was like a whole day.
But you know what? I do think sometimes people just don't know when to let a joke go.
Yeah.
And that's also one of my pet peeves.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's another thing that guy did.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like funny when you see the two like ends of the spectrum too. Yes. And then you meet someone that you can talk to and you're like, oh my God, I never have to worry about like what am I going to say next. And it's just like easy with this person.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate the thing where people don't let something go and you talk about like pointless shit. That's why I don't like texting.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you.
Like we can just talk about all of this over drinks.
That's a good point too, because judging from his convo with her, it kind of just sounded like she wasn't interested in him.
Right, but why would they have matched?
But that's what I mean. Like I get that too, where I'm like, you just kind of sound like you're not like interested in having a conversation, but you liked me. Like you liked my photo. So like you do have to put in some effort on the apps. Like, it's a little interesting.
I have noticed that sometimes people will do something similar, whether it's in person or I'm sure over texting or apps, where they show absolutely no interest and then wonder why they're single, or they put in like absolutely no effort and then wonder why nobody asks them out.
Yeah.
You have to put in effort. You have to be willing to have a conversation with people. And if you want to go out to a bar and meet new people, you can't ignore every single person that comes up to you. Mm-hmm. And I think like I've noticed with people just over the years who would be interested in like wanting a relationship, but then any guy that showed interest in them, they're like, oh yeah, I just like, I don't know, I don't think he's attractive, or like, I don't know, he's weird. Like, no, he's not. Like, people are so judgmental and they're waiting for freaking Jacob Elordi and Liam Hemsworth to approach them. And if it's not fucking Jacob walking over to them, they don't give this guy the time of day. And it's like, first of all, look at you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That was fully a joke. No, but like,
it's kind of funny though.
You can't not give someone the time of day if you want to like practice. And then like people are like, oh, well, I'm just so bad at talking to people. Oh, and what are you doing to fix that? Ignoring people? Like, you can't have both.
No.
You can't ignore every single guy that comes up to you, but then also want a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then I feel like some people are like almost like pride themselves on the fact that they don't put effort in. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what do you want? Like a fucking prize? Like me and Trisha, I think, or me and Aaron, I don't even know. I've had this conversation. You're the third person I've had this conversation with.
Love it.
I don't know the order of the episode, so this might sound weird. But like, I feel like I've read so many stories recently where the guy's like, oh, you're so lucky. Like, I never do this. Or like, oh my God, I actually, like, you're lucky. Like, I never actually even meet up with these people. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, so I'm lucky because you are just so proud of yourself that you don't put any effort into relationships.
Yeah, what?
And because you live your life not being nice to people, not putting effort into relationships, not giving people the time of day, I now should be lucky that you did it one time in your whole life and it was for me. No, I would rather have someone that puts effort into all parts of their lives and is a nice person to everyone. Mm-hmm. And I'm just one of the people that you are a very nice person to.
Say it, sister.
Why? I don't want to be the only person you're nice to.
Yeah, what?
That is not a good quality to have.
No. People are... We all know people like that.
I know. It's annoying.
Want a boyfriend, want a girlfriend, and then at the bar on their phone.
Yes.
I'm
and
like,
then a guy comes up and like, oh yeah, ha ha ha. I'm like, why did we come here? Why did we come here?
And it's totally valid too to not be into every single guy. Some are weird. Some you're not attracted to, but it's like, come on, girly.
I just feel like it's even like people that are so normal.
Yeah.
And like, just because it's not the hottest guy you've ever seen in your life, like, you're just going to like write it off and ignore. Like, I'm like, I can't. How long do I feel bad for you at this point?
Totally.
I had a friend where it was like every guy was like not good enough. Mm-hmm. And then when someone else went for like the hot guy, it's like, then like when Jacob Elordi walks into the bar, it's like, oh, I have dibs. Like, no, you don't, please. And then you wonder why every one of your friends goes and like snatches him out from under you.
Right.
Like, it's not my problem that you don't put yourself out there.
Right.
And then like, these opportunities don't come to you or the guy picks somebody else. It's like, that sucks, but like, what did you do to change it? Or what did you do to try to talk to him?
Yeah. It's like always the girl who's just like the girl who says, oh, I have dibs on Liam Hemsworth.
Yup.
It's always the like, come on guys, like I'm never into anyone. And I'm like, that's
what I
on
mean.
You, girly.
Yes. It's like you should give me what I want because I never do this. No, I shouldn't. Like, oh my God, this is like off topic, but I had a friend one time who literally never went out. I would ask her to hang out. I would ask her to go out. Like, oh my gosh, all our friends are going out. Meet me at the bar. Like anything. I would beg her to go out and hang out with me. And she said no every single time. And there was one day of the whole summer that she was like, hey, I'm out right now. Like, come out and meet me. And I was like, oh, you know what? I don't really feel like it tonight. Like, I'm just going to stay in. And she's like, come on. Like, I never go out. Like, this is the one time I went out. Like, you're really going to stay in? I'm like, no, your argument is actually backwards.
Yeah.
Your argument is so wrong. You should be saying the opposite. You should be saying, oh, you go out all the time. So the least I could do is meet you out one time. So like, just because you don't have, like, you refuse to do anything fun, you refuse to put yourself out there, the one time that you do this, I have to then change my plans to meet up with you.
To work around your schedule.
Yeah, work around your schedule. No, you would think that because we're all the ones with businesses and you don't have a fucking business that you care about, you would work with our schedules. But you don't know what it takes to run a business.
Maybe if you had a business that you were passionate about.
But you don't. You're the least interesting to look at. Sorry, I just like totally internalized resentment.
You're the least interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Oh, searing.
Sorry. I just feel like there's so many parallels between friendship relationships and romantic relationships. So then like I talk about relationships and then I just start spiraling about like all these different types of relationships that are actually all kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
But just have like a few key differences, aka like you don't have romantic interest in your friends.
Same situation.
And I will die on that hill because some people do, and they think that they're friends and they're lying to themselves. I'm so sorry. Okay,
you always got to make that point.
Sorry. That's a whole, I just edited a different episode where we talked about that. So I was like on edge, and then Rebecca came over and I was like,
humana.
Yeah.